everybody, this is me again. You haven't seen me for a while. I've had so much work on it. I've been so busy at work. Look at that one there, jumped on straight away. It's been so busy at work that I haven't had a chance to get any vlogs done. I've been doing vlogs, but I haven't had a chance to get them uploaded because I've got such a pathetic internet at home, and I have to wait until I go to work. When I get to work, I'm just about to do something, and husband says, he's put some orders in front of me and says, right, get these done, they've got to be off by today. So I don't have much time to get them out. Shall we say hello to this little one, because she's... Hello? Are you going to say hello to everybody on the camera? Hey? Are you going to say hello? Say hello. Yeah, you're not going to say hello? Oh, have you been a good girl today? Yeah? Anyway, this is my other half of my sewing room, which we haven't yet got finished. We basically have this is half a room, and if you see up here, if I can just point you up there, we've still got it all plasterboarded around there, plasterboarded there. We'll still have to get it plastered, and here I want a doorway through to my other half of the sewing room, and this is basically the back half of the sewing room with French doors that open out onto the garden, our little postage stamp garden. And I've got some shelves here, just some old shelves that I found, and I've got some shelves here with a lovely light, which I'm not sure if you can see up there. And here I've got stuff in there, and then I've got on a table at the moment, I'm busy trying to recover a chair. What, do you want my hand? Do you want my hand, eh? You just have some tickles, aren't you? But her ladyship here has found this chair, which I'm in the process of covering, and she's decided to take it over. She sits there quite often. I'm not doing a fantastic job on this because I've never covered a chair before, but it's basically her trial and error trying to get it done. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be all right when it's finished, but at the moment it's not looking a bit hot. I stripped it all down. This is the fabric that's going to go on. I don't know if you can see it. I've done this bit. This is the side bit and everything. I'll tell you all about it later, but anyway, little trouble here has nabbed the chair. Haven't you nabbed the chair? You have, haven't you? You've nabbed this chair. And so anyway, basically, for this video, forget about what I've been saying about my little sewing room, because that's not relevant. Oh, here's the other one. Here's little Tiddler coming in. Now there's going to be a war on when she finds the other ones up there and she's not up there. Anyway, we've got a long way around here. I went to the equivalent of Poundland in our town, and I came across a shop that sold these see-through zip type bags like this, and basically I've started putting the patterns into them. I haven't just started using it for the PDFs. I'm using it for patterns that I know I'm regularly going to use and I'm not going to get rid of. They're ones kind of the habitual patterns that I make things with. And New Look 6525, and that's with the label at the top. So basically what I'm going to do is just talk you through how I've done it. I'm sure quite a lot of you are quite capable of doing it, but there is always someone who wants to watch it and see how I've gone about making it. So watch this next bit. It's going to tell you all about it. Sometimes your patterns get a bit tatty, so this is a way to this is the way I've started doing them, and I think it's a good idea. I basically bought these cheap zip seal wallets from Home Bargains, and they cost 4 for 69 pence. So each one of those was 69 pence for a pack of 4. In fact, it's 5. There's 5 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I figured this was a good way to store my patterns. And you'll see that they're quite stiff, quite stiff. These ones aren't too bad, but sometimes they can be a bit bent around the edge. So what you do to soften them or to get them flattened is go to your ironing board, cover it with some fabric. You must cover it with fabric, because if you don't and you go ironing it without the fabric, it'll stick to your iron. Just a piece of fabric that you have, cover it over there so you can't, so it's not touching any of the plastic, say like that, and then get your iron and iron over it. And that should use the heat, a medium heat on your iron. Don't leave it over too much of over the plastic, the same piece of plastic too much, and that will soften it. If you want to make sure it's flattened all the way along, move the zip along and then iron that bit, then move it back and iron that bit. Using is duct tape. You could use washi tape. I got this because it was quite cheap. This was from my local range shop, and I got 3 colours. I think this was about £3, £2 or £3 a roll. I got 3 colours for myself, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these to identify what the patterns are, so that when I've got them in the box, I can actually see at a glance what I'm looking for. You start like this. I've opened this one up, so I'll start with this one first. Now this tape is it's 50mm across. So I basically want to have the fold, I want it to fold on halfway more. And what I'm going to do is I want that little pocket there to be on this side. So I'm going to get the tape, and I need it to measure along there, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tape like that on the top and the bottom of it. Along the top and along the bottom. My pattern is going to go inside. Right, so we're going to use the spotty first. And basically you want your tape to go from about there to there, and I'm just basically eyeballing it. So when I can get it open, pull it away. The first bit's going to be a bit stretched, so what I will do is I'm going to cut that first bit off there. Right. And then I'm going to basically eyeball it from there to about there. So I want to cut along that line. So I cut along that line of dots there. Like so. And I'm going to line this along one of these lines here. So it's roughly about 2.5 to there. So what you can do is put your ruler there, so that you've got basically 2.5 there. And then I'm going to cover that like that to about there. Put that down, turn it over, and then bring it round. Now, as you see, I've still got a little gap, but that doesn't matter, because this is going to be the front. And then I do the same thing on the other side. And the pattern is going to go into there. So that's how you do your tapes on the sides. You can go down that side as well if you want, so it makes it noticeable even more, but that'll do me. I'm quite happy with that. Piece of paper to be 2 centimeters. So make your piece of paper 2 centimeters deep, not 2.5. So 2 centimeters to there is there, and 2 centimeters to there is there. Right, draw your line across. And then cut that to size. Okay, and then put your piece of paper inside there, up against the edge. Make sure it's as close to the edge as you can get it. Right there. And then what you want is to get your tape and line it up with that paper, like so. And I've gone a bit too far. Line it up with your paper, like so. Turn it over, fold it over like that, and that should be just about right. So let's take the paper out. Yeah, very close. Then do the same again on the other side. The paper in there. And you're going to do it on this side now. So, take it. I always want to go on. There. And then make that paper as well against the edge. And then you match it like that. Match it with paper. Like so. Turn it over. Focus. And that's almost perfect there. That there. Almost perfect. There you go. So that's how to do that bit. And so you end up with 1, 2, 3 stripy ones. That one hasn't turned out. Oh no, that's that way. Stripy, spots, and stripes. I haven't done that one, I haven't finished that one. So there you go. All of those are going to have your patterns in. And I have 3 colours of pouches which I'm going to try and group according to the pattern. So I'm going to basically have one pattern with one colour. Say the spots is going to be for tops, the stripes are going to be for trousers or suits, anything with trousers in, and this one is going to be for dresses. So the way I'm going to go is if I take this one first of all, I have a book. This is actually, I thought it was a book of cards. I've had this for years. I like the look of this. And it's actually wrapping paper, but I never wanted to use it because I thought it was so nice. So it's pieces of wrapping paper folded into 4. And I figured this would look quite nice if I use this, if I use these. They're Turkish designs, but you could use card, you could use plain card, or you could use... if you wanted to use wrapping paper this is quite thick-ish, you could buy some wrapping paper yourself and use wrapping paper. As I say, I'm just using this up because otherwise it's never going to get used. It's got a perforated edge and I'm just going to use it from here. So let's take the first one out, if I can get it out. It's actually, that's folded into 4, so this should fit into 4 of these envelopes. So that paper there that I've got over there is going to take quite a long time for me to use up. So basically I want this paper to be a little bit smaller than this inside of this pouch. So it's probably the best way for me to do it would be to first of all I'm going to cut it up into 4 pieces. As you can see, it's like that. So what I will do is first of all I'll cut it up into 4, and that will leave me with 1 sheet. So my 1 sheet is going to go into there with the pocket side. This is going to be, that's going to be the top, that's going to be bottom, because there is a little pocket there. I don't have a use for that at the moment, but I might find a use. So basically I need to make this paper about, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it so that I know where I've got to cut it, and I'm going to fold it there. So that's where I'm going to cut it. Okay, so I now have this lovely piece of paper. Will it go into there? I'm sure it will. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to bend it to get it in. So it's going to have to be basically bent. Let's just see if it does go in. I'm going to have to get it out again in a minute, but just to get an idea of whether it's going to fit or not. Yes, that's going to fit nicely there. So I'm going to take that out, and that's basically going to be the size that I have to do all my pieces of wrapping paper, of all these inner bits. Then I'm going to put this to one side for the moment, and then I'm going to take my pattern. Now this one I haven't used yet, but there are occasions when you do a pattern you end up with a lot of tracings. you trace it off. Some people trace it off. I trace some of them off. I don't trace others. At the moment, it still hasn't been used, this particular pattern. So we'll put those to one side for the moment. And then here, I'm going to basically cut this lip off first. So we'll cut that off there. And this is a fairly new pattern, so understandably, it still looks quite fresh. There's nothing on there that I need to keep a hold of. It's got the barcode there. It says price code L, but I don't know that I have a need for to know the price code. Everything else is in a foreign language. It's French. Oh no, there's some English. 2013. Does this say 2013 on here? No. So what I might do is I might take a pen and add on anything that's on here that isn't on here, just to be on the safe side. And it says here, I don't know if you can see, but it says there 2013, and that's when it was made. So I'm going to put on here 2013. Let's put it up here, 2013. Right, and that just lets me know what the year was that it was made. I don't think there's anything else I want to put on. It just says who it's distributed by. Don't need to know that. It says the description is a sewing pattern. Don't need to know that. To be used for individual private home use, and I don't need to know that. So that can now be binned. So I now have an envelope like that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the sides here. So I'm going to cut down. Now I can do one of two things. Some people would prefer it might do one way. I'm going to cut down there, and then I'm going to cut across there. Now this is where you and I might part company if you are wanting to do this, because some people may prefer to have it like that, and if that's the case, then they really don't need the backing paper. They could put it into the folder like this. As it is, I would put it in that way if I was going to do it. You can put it in like this, there, and that you can see it like that, and you would put your pattern in the back. But I want to do it slightly differently. I'm going to split this up. I'm going to cut down here and trim it off. So this is going to be cut down there. And I'm going to cut that bit off because I don't need that. Right. So I could actually trim that off, but I think I'll just keep it. Facebook.com Simplicity Patterns. It's got a phone number there should I need to use it. So this is going to go in the back. This one I'm going to mount onto there. And because it's got nice wrapping paper around it, I think that will look quite nice. Now you can use either double-sided tape. Sorry, I've just gone and knocked the camera. You can use double-sided tape or just some little pieces. I think I've got some spots. Watch the space. So these are the kind of spots we get with my where I work, and they come in handy. Just a few spots here and there. So I'm going to put a spot at each corner. 3, 4, and then I'm going to peel that off. Like that, and I'm going to place that as best I can in the middle of there, and that is going to be the front of my envelope. So this will go into this side. I can feel that's where that little pocket is. again, as I say, I don't have a use for that, but I just want to keep that on top in case I do. Then this goes into here. It's going to be a bit fiddly at first to get it in, to get past your corner. So that's my pattern there. And there we go. Push it in a bit further. There. So that's the front of the pack. In the back, I'll put my pattern paper, all my pattern pieces. That goes in there. And then this, I open it out so that I can see what the layout is, what the pattern pieces are. And that goes in there. And it just makes it a bit of a neater little packet. It's not going to damage my wrapping paper, my pattern too much in there. And I can do one of two things here. I could either just push that in that way and have it on the inside like that, which I think I would probably prefer to do, and then zip it up. And that's my pattern, a nice pattern. I wouldn't do it with all of the patterns, only the ones that I know I'm going to be keeping. There are some patterns that I may pass on to people, or I may give away, or I may give to family who are sewing, but I know that I like this. I know I will be using it. So for me, this is a nice way to set it out. So that's, and then when it's filed, it's going to have this on the top. Now what I will do is I'm going to put a little label on the top there, and so I need to find my little label printer. Now I'm very fortunate to have this little P-Touch label printer. It has a little roll of tape in it. It prints out white tape with black printing, but Dymo tape, which you can buy, is equally as good, or even a handwritten label up here just to say what it is. So I'm going to switch it on and then delete what I've got in there already. I want it in capitals, so there, and I'm going to put NL, which is new look, space, I need numbers. Now where's the numbers? Numbers there, and I want 6217, and then I want to go back to my letters, and it's an outfit, so I'm going to put outfit, OUTFIT. It's basically an outfit, and then I'm going to print it. So that comes out, it'll be coming out of here. Cut it, and there's my piece of paper, and new look 6217 outfit. So I'm going to put that on the top. It peels off like that, and then this sticks on here, there, like that. And then this will be stacked in a box so it can be seen, and it's going to be it will be in a box, and it's going to basically make me identify by the spot whether it's an outfit or by the text what it is, which one it is. Oh, she's away. She didn't like that. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall catch you next time. Bye.